The return to Earth of the Expedition 31 crew members, being Kononenko, Kuipers, and Pettit, will wrap up a busy week of activity on board the International Space Station. On Monday, the week began with the checkout of the Japanese Kibo module's remote manipulator system, the Kibo robot arm, as Joe Akaba worked inside the Kibo module to test out all of the systems on the what is known as the GEM RMS that exists outside of the Kibo module. That robotic arm will be used to extract payloads from the next Japanese H-2 transfer vehicle, the next Japanese cargo ship that will be launched on the night of July 20th U.S. time, July 21st in Japan, from the Tanegashima Space Center on the coastal northern coast of Japan. That H-2 rocket will lift the HTV-3 or the Kanatori-3 spacecraft to the International Space Station, where it will be grappled by Akaba using the space station's Canadarm2, the robotic arm, for installation on the nadir or Earth-facing port of the Harmony module on July 27th. The Japanese robotic arm then will be used by a variety of crew members to extract an external pallet of payloads and science equipment from the HTV itself to be placed on the external platform of the Kibo module for further testing and further experiments that will be conducted over the course of several months. Tuesday, the crew pressed into a variety of experiments on board the International Space Station. Again, these experiments, a complement of a wide variety of activity that the space station now is involved in support of some 35 hours of payload and experiment time per week by the crew on this orbital laboratory in the National Laboratory that is orbiting some 250 miles above the Earth. On Wednesday, the crew had a final opportunity. Some of the crew members had a final opportunity to work with Robonaut, the humanoid robot that exists on board the International Space Station, as the Robonaut had its vision acuity tested once again and its manual dexterity commanded by payload controllers at the Marshall Space Flight Center in Huntsville, Alabama, as the Robonaut went through a proficiency test on dexterity on a task board in front of it. The crew also worked in Soyuz descent training as Pettit, Kuipers, and Kononenko worked to prepare themselves for the effects of a return to gravity that they will experience for the first time in 6.5 months when they return to Earth on Sunday. And finally, on Thursday, yesterday, the stowage activities for the Soyuz TMA-03M took place, along with stowage on a Russian Progress resupply vehicle that is scheduled to depart the International Space Station in late July and then redock with the International Space Station to test out new automatic rendezvous equipment that is being installed in the Zvezda service module for future use by both Progress and manned Soyuz vehicles.